The date, February 2016. I was called in a case by Steve Mirror. Just like any other case, we didn't know what we would expect until we arrived. But this was not like any other case. Tonight there's me, there's Steve, there's Jackie, and there's Robert. We're going to start the investigation probably when it gets a little bit darker. But at the moment I'm just interested in these grounds.
And we're basically looking around the location, checking any perimeters, the way the land is, what the house is like, and of course we've got quite a number of things to do tonight, and talk to the witnesses, find out exactly what is actually going on. We've reported a whole array of paranormal disturbances, and it's very, very difficult at this moment in time to figure out what this beautiful bungalow behind me actually holds.
The occupants reported a whole range of strange phenomena which has been occurring for the past 4 years. Tonight there's myself, there's Steve Mirror, and there's Robert from SEP, and we're here to actually find out what's going on. So Jill, you contacted Steve initially, is that correct?
Eventually, no. Initially, 4 years ago, I contacted the Spiritualist Church.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about more recent events, which
yes,
is why we're here
yes.
enjoying your lovely cake.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I contacted Steve, well, through someone else.
Yeah, as I understand it, for the last 4 years, you've been experiencing a whole array of strange occurrences in your home. Can you just tell me what kind of things that you've been experiencing?
We've had so many things.
Yeah.
Shall I tell you where it first started and how it started? With a walking stick or staff?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
I would awake in the mornings around 3 a.m. and I'd hear the sound of a walking stick or a staff coming up our drive and other people's drives nearby. And I used to think, well, this is odd, somebody must be walking the dog this morning, early. Mm-hmm. And it happened night after or morning after morning. And I asked my neighbours, have you heard a sound of a walking stick? Or no. And then one morning I woke around 3 again, and the walking sticks appeared to come to the side window of the bedroom.
That's been quite concerning. You think you got intruders or something?
Well, I did. I thought somebody was playing a joke.
It'd be very loud as well in the dead of night, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was 3 a.m. and it was sort of summertime, so.
How did you feel about that when she first told you?
Well, I laughed because I thought she said it was a walking man with a walking stick. Now I said, look, I can't see a fella with a walking stick walking up and down our drive. And she said, but he does, he keeps walking up and down. And as I say, I didn't hear it. And then I did hear it. And then plus other sounds as well. And it went on from there.
I looked, and then suddenly the window glowed a bright gold shade.
Oh, that's interesting. Which window? Your bedroom window?
The side bedroom window, and I was on that side of the bed. Mm-hmm. So as I looked up, I saw a sort of a brown stick wiggling about in the centre of it, and I thought, what the hell is that?
We've got a little window at the side of the bedroom, and Jill saw a gold light appear on that window, and then like a brown walking stick coming through, like twisted.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought, well, I didn't see it because I sleep on that side.
Okay, let me just stop you there a second. So you're looking at your window, and actually in the centre of your window,
yes,
not sitting on your windowsill or anything, it just kind of in the middle,
that's
suspended.
Right, yes.
And it looked like a stick.
It did, or a branch, a tree branch, and it wasn't a tree branch because there are no trees in that vicinity. And I just stared at it.
So the next night, I was at about 2 o'clock. I woke up and there was this golden light again. But this time, it was like you dropped a pebble in the water, you do an ever decreasing circle. Okay. And then it just disappeared. And then Jill heard a noise, and she got up and she said there was a big golden light outside and like brick-shaped windows all the way around.
Is there any sound accompanying these lights at all, or
no?
None at all.
She didn't say there was, and I didn't actually see anything at all.
And the following evening, I went to bed, and he awoke around 3 a.m. and he saw the same gold light, but this time he saw a ripple, as though if you throw a stone into a pond, you get the rippling effect.
Now the following night, I saw this light, golden light outside, and looked. Went to the window, and it was a flying saucer. I know it's a flying saucer. The shape, and the windows, like Jill had described him, all the way around.
From then on, a few nights later, my husband woke and he saw two bright lights through the blind, even and the curtains. Then we've got the sun lounge across the road, and the whole of the bedroom was white light.
Did they look like portholes?
Yeah, well, like like you see these drawings of a flying saucer, they're like lights all the way around. And suddenly it went, as fast as it was there, it had gone.
So this is your front bedroom, which is obviously, now I need to explain
Yes,
that
it
you are
faces-
set back quite a long way from the road.
Yeah, we are.
So it couldn't be a car actually adjacent with the lights
No.
or anything like that,
No,
could it?
it
That'd be
couldn't.
impossible.
No, I could see it low, and I sat up
Yeah.
in bed. He went to the window, pulled the blind up. We pulled that blind up more times than a little. And he said, "Gosh, can you see them? There are two huge white lights glowing over those houses." And I could just see through the blind the bottom of them.
And then, possibly a couple of nights later, I woke up and there was no furniture, no windows, nothing. All there was a white light.
Okay.
So I crept to the window because I knew where it was and looked out the window. There was no trees, there was no houses, but right up in the top left-hand corner in the sky, these two lights, they might have been 50, 60 or a lot wider, big white lights, were there for about 10 minutes, and then suddenly they went off and a blue light shot right across the estate.
And suddenly there was a huge blue flash, and they disappeared out of sight.
So how far in the distance would you say? You said over them houses, that's quite a long way.
It is quite
but
a
even
long
so,
way.
that light was bright enough
There were two of them, and there were.
to illuminate your bedroom.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Sounds fascinating.
It was It was intriguing. It was alarming. It was worrying.
I would imagine it's everything. It's not the sort of thing you expect when you go to bed at night, is it?
No.
Okay. The question you need to ask him now is, okay, you saw that. Did any of the neighbours report or see
Well, this is
anything?
the funny thing.
They didn't.
The funny thing about it is that we've got traffic travelling up and down all night.
Yeah, but it's going the opposite direction, not parallel with your window, and not in front of your
No,
window.
but
There's no lights coming.
There's
forward.
no houses,
Yeah.
no road, no
Oh, right,
trees.
Right.
So if something had been on that road, you would have thought it would have seen all this white light and wondered what the hell it was.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So-
as I say, the blue light flashed across, and next thing, the houses appeared, the trees appeared, and the bedroom
You
appeared.
kind of.
So the light was basically
Just obliterated
glittering
everything.
everything in front of
Everything.
it.
And the only thing it didn't obliterate was the two big lights in the top corner.
Okay, these two lights that you actually seen, okay, were they two separate lights or was
They
there
were
a structure
side by
behind them?
side. They were side by side.
Okay, they were side by side.
Yeah.
No silhouette of any structure behind them at all.
No, just these two big lights.
And also, there's some sort of creature, and it lollops about. It sort of limps or something.
Creature?
Yes, there is. And I have seen it. Well, I think I've seen it through his side window in the lounge.
Okay.
I heard the noise that it usually makes, and I caught it off guard, I suppose, one morning. And I looked through the window, and the old-fashioned style mop heads made of string. Do you
Yeah.
remember those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I'm older
yeah.
than you.
Yeah.
That type of look was bobbing about, dancing about, with its head shaking. And I presumed that was the back of it, and I said, good eyes in there, I don't know.
It sounds
But-
quite horrific.
Well, it's unbelievable.
How does it make you feel? I mean, I know you kind of get used to it to a certain extent over 4
Well-
years, but even so, it's not something
I was intrigued, again, I was alarmed.
slightly
I didn't know
frightened,
what
I would
to
imagine.
think. Frightened, all emotions really mixed into one, and that's how it's been for 4 years.
So initially, I'd like to ask you a couple of personal questions. You was reporting this before Cyril was aware of anything.
Yes, I heard around 2 weeks before he heard anything.
Okay, so
Yeah.
did he actually believe you? Did he say he was imagining things?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Knowing me, he believed me, but because I have Parkinson's disease and you can hallucinate and you can hear and see things, we both wondered at that point if it was that, but I've since proved that it's not.
These, to anybody actually watching this, are extraordinarily big
Absolutely,
claims. You can
absolutely.
imagine how it would sound to somebody that's actually experienced it. And this is part of the problem to people who have not experienced this kind of phenomena taking place. They are sceptical, which is absolutely fine,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
it's the people that experience things that become advocates of it and want to tell everybody else about it. Now, it affected you to the point if you don't mind me mentioning,
No.
you went to the doctors.
Well, yes, because I had to prove to myself and to everybody else that it wasn't the Parkinson medication that was causing this.
Which would be
And
an assumption.
An obvious thing.
Obvious
wouldn't
thing, yeah.
it? So 3 times I came off the medication for quite a time and proved beyond doubt. Even my consultant said it is not.
Well,
hallucination.
I think the main thing is, despite what medication you're on, it shouldn't affect the both of you. I don't think
No.
your medication was that potent,
And
was
we
it?
also have 8 other witnesses that have seen and heard.
Yeah, well, this is
them.
another important thing. Now,
Yeah.
what I was correct in saying as well, you even volunteered. What did you volunteer for?
To see a psychiatrist.
To see a psychiatrist.
Yes.
Now, that's not the sort of thing to be taken lightly. You know, it's...
No, it wasn't. Whether we should have done it, I'm not quite sure. But the doctors did say, "Would you voluntarily see a psychiatrist?" And just
Because of
let
all
him-
the stories that you've been telling
Yes,
them. Okay,
yes.
yeah.
So we got the psychiatrist, he came from Newark Hospital, and he sat there and he asked us all sorts of questions, and he said, "I don't know what the hell I'm doing here because you're both fully compos mentis."
Okay.
And when he was going, I said, "Well, I'll show you something else." Just to, I showed him all the footprints. He said, "Let me get off this property as fast as I can. It's frightening me."
And that was from the psychiatrist.
That was from the psychiatrist.
And we took him outside to show him the footprints, which are something we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
And when he saw there, he said, "Good gracious, I'm off." Yes, I feel more
Really?
baffled now than when I came.
Okay, this is why this is why psychologists are not parapsychologists. I presume.
Absolutely.
Right, you just mentioned the footprints. Let's just talk about the footprints very briefly.
Now that was pretty horrible, because early in the evening we'd heard a big thud on top of the roof, and we didn't know what to put it down to in actual fact. We just thought one of those things. The next morning we got up and all the patio, the drive, the back of the house, anywhere where there's brickwork to tread on was covered in these awful black footprints. And I tried to get them off with bleach, I couldn't move them.
And you say footprints, I mean, what, the muddy footprints or? It wasn't oil off a car or anything. I mean, you know, obviously
no.
if you tread oil into a, you know.
We went through every explanation that we could possibly think of.
Okay, what did these footprints actually look like?
Just how you would expect a big,
Okay.
big round. And then after that we got the footprints that, like the medieval armour type thing. And then we started to get them in the bedroom with cloven hooves and all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Well, did they appear muddy, oily?
No, just like somebody made an impression of a footprint and stuck it on the carpet.
I heard them running up and down the front patio, which is immediately in front of the main window in the bedroom.
Did they sound like adult or child's?
A bit of both, actually.
A bit of
It's
a
hard
mix,
to
yeah.
say. But we looked, nothing there. And then I heard the wrought iron seat move. My husband said, "Look, forget it all. I don't know what's happening. We'll just
Well, I
try
should
and
think
get
he's
some
ready to throw
sleep."
his cap in the ring at this point.
Well, I mean, I was really quite horrified. And then the next
Yeah.
minute, there was the most horrific scratching noise, as though about 24 pairs of hands were scratching at the doors and the windows.
Okay.
And having heard what we heard the night before, we concluded that whatever was there made those prints. And they were very
Fascinating.
odd looking prints. Very odd.
Well, just to round off for now, we're here tonight to see if we can actually uncover something what may be happening here, or at least find, well, explanations to be able to help you in some way. I know you've had quite a lot of people up to now telling you many different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to conclude on something like this because at the end of the day it is the unknown. But you know, Jill, thank you for your time.
Quite all right.
We're going to talk to Cyril very shortly,
Lovely.
and once again thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you for your help.
Okay, we've now had 2 accounts, one from Jill, one from Cyril, about the phenomena that they say, or at least they believe, has been taking place here over the last 4 years. Is it what they think it is? Did they see what they thought they saw? It could be. It's a whole mishmash of everything at the moment. They've had several people in here telling them different things. They've had mediums. They're not sure what to believe. They're not sure what's going on. What I will say is that in the time we've been here, as far as I'm concerned, there is a distinct. And I can feel a distinct energy, spirit energy. I think also possibly the phenomena which is taking place, and of that I've no doubt, could be related to something to do with the land we are, to all intents and purposes, the old Sherwood Forest. So Steve's still setting up. Robert's in there. He's currently interviewing Cyril. Let's go and see what happens. Let's see how tonight unfolds and see if there's anything we can uncover. Steve and Jackie were making final preparations ahead of the investigation. With the environmental monitoring equipment now set up, I decided to check out the attic. You can close the hatch. The attic. There was a very strong feeling, a very strong energy just in this area just here. Now, what's quite interesting is nobody said anything as to the time, but these are the guys that had been in here said they thought there was a vortex here. Now, to be honest, earlier I was wondering if it's a portal because it was so strong. So what I actually did is I ran downstairs to see if it was actually below it as well, you know, kind of like running through the house, and it transpired. That's exactly what it was. As my torchlight pierced the darkness, I came across this very strange stain on the floor. This drew my attention because one of the reports was of a scratching sound. I did wonder, could a squirrel have actually found its way into the loft and therefore have been responsible? Within a very short space of time of us arriving at this location, I myself felt what I would interpret it as a spirit presence. So therefore I decided to sit down and see if I could open any communication. And I've been in the attic for a short time and had since been joined by Steve Mirror when Robert appeared, trying to make sense of a voice he had heard in the kitchen.
Me and Sean were just talking in the kitchen then.
Yeah.
And you know you've got the equipment going downstairs, and we was just chatting away. Then we just heard a voice say "don't," and it seemed like it would come from some sort of equipment, like a novelist kind of voice. But I was just wondering what Steve's equipment he's got that feeds back voices to him.
It doesn't, does it?
I don't know, as far as I know.
No.
But it was clear as day.
Yeah, I don't think it does. It would have picked it up on the thing anyway.
Steve just said that, so yeah, it's quite
All
interesting.
right, Rob, I'll be down in a minute, mate.
Okay, mate.
So Rob was just saying, I mean, that thing about running downstairs, I don't think it, just sit down a minute. I don't think it actually speaks back to you, does it? It doesn't.
I'll have to check it. I'll have to go downstairs and check it. But if there's any audibles that have been caught or are in the harmonic range in that kitchen area, then the equipment the equipment that we've got a very sensitive directional microphones in there.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, you know, they'll pick up anything locally.
A little earlier in the evening, Jill got an unexpected introduction to Becky. Okay, I'm with Jill. Jill, we was just sitting in your room, in the bedroom, and see if we could pick something up. And you got an introduction to Becky, didn't you?
I certainly did.
Yeah. What did you make of that? Because what was interesting was when I pressed the play button, I didn't say what that said, did I?
No, you didn't.
You just looked at me.
Straight away I heard, I love you.
I love you.
But in a very whispery, sweet voice.
Sweet voice, yeah.
Gentle.
Many people that follow me and my work will already know who Becky is, and it's always fantastic, you know, when a client's introduced to Becky in the right way, because you understand Becky and everything.
Yeah.
She mentioned the name Becky in the first recording, didn't she? And then in the second one she said, I love you. Shall we play that, Jill?
Yes.
Is it this one? Yeah, listen to it again.
That's
really
beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Well, the
Jill
problem
says, I've never had anything like it.
problem when you get cases like this is that a lot of people have been involved. There's a lot of information that's been spread, you know, from spiritual mediums that have come into the property, white witches, paranormal investigators, researchers, ghost hunters, you name it, and they've all had a bit of a stab and they've all left bits and bobs of their information behind. Problem for the people living here, they get very confused as to what is true. I mean, they've been told so much. Exactly. And it has left them, you know, a little bit concerned.
Totally bamboozled when we got here, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, it's good that we can iron out a few things for them. You know, and the principle is that we want to make sure that they feel safe in their own homes, and that's the main thing.
Well, I'm going to go down and have a quick word with Jill about that. Okay, and then I think we'll probably do is we've had some. I mean, we took 60 seconds. Well, I took 60 seconds of recordings. I mean, absolutely
There's some really interesting ones. There was a lot gathered in such a short length of time.
Oh, we'll play them. I'll just have a word with Jill now. What are you doing now?
I'm just setting up the small little
the little camera you got.
Bluetooth camera. It's more so for picking up maybe anything in the audio. So, and I'm just going to leave that locked off and running.
All right, Steve. So I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
This must be quite an experience for you because you've not actually heard them speak before, have you?
No, I haven't, and it's an amazing experience.
But how does it make you feel? Because it can go one or two ways. You can sort of get that. You can kind of get that clarification. You know, I'm not crazy. There is some spirit people here, or you think, oh my God, there's spirit people here. So how do you feel? Do you feel more at ease now? Do you understand?
I think I feel more at ease actually.
Rob, I heard a few minutes ago. You thought you heard something in there?
Yeah, I did. I was just talking. There was just me and John in here. We was just talking about general chit chat, and all of a sudden, heard electronically, there was a voice that come out and suddenly said, "Don't." It sounded.
Talking about at the time, do you know?
It would have been around about 15 minutes ago, at least.
Do you know what you're discussing?
Just general.
Just talking about what we'd called previously on CCTV.
Yeah.
Or just about to.
All of a sudden, there was this voice electronically said, "Don't." So I assumed it may have come from one of Steve's laptops or other devices on there, but he just turned around and he said there was actually nothing there that would give out a voice.
Oh, so you
Well,
check that, Steve?
I've just booted up the secondary laptop,
Yeah.
but it had to go to proper. It had properly shut down. So was it black screen when?
That was, yeah.
Right, so that wasn't even on.
That was, yeah.
Right, so we can completely eliminate.
That was still running in the background.
That's the only one that's running,
Yeah.
but that doesn't generate no sound.
Yeah, that and your Ghost Arc, and that was it.
And the Ghost Start doesn't generate sound either.
I did check all around all the other equipment, see if
checked all
anything
the-
may give the voice, and nothing.
And you heard that as well?
Clear as day.
Clear as day.
Yeah, we
Both
checked all
looked at
the
each other and
digital recorders and nothing was on. It's just
So originally I did think it had come from one of these devices on the table, but obviously not, you know.
Steve, would we really pick that up on the audio recording down there, do you think?
Yeah, I would have got it.
Have we got a timestamp?
I've got a timestamp, between 4:10 4:15
Brilliant.
on the timer.
I think we're just about to open the back gate and get into the garden. Now, a little later in the evening, with a distinct nightly chill in the air, we turned our attention to the back garden. This is where Jackie earlier had claimed to have heard a distinct child's voice.
can't see. It's actually under the grass now. You can't see any of the old well. Yeah, he filled it all out because it was starting to cave in.
Right.
So it's
I'll chuck up recordings then, Steve.
Yeah.
Jackie seemed to confirm the child's voice that Jackie claimed to have heard earlier when she said, "It's a child." Oh, it's still here. Yeah.
strange. Definitely strange.
You see the process? It's just a simple press of record, playback.
If you thought you just heard something, maybe you were right. Let's rewind that and take another listen. It sounds like a gruff voice which appears to say help. Let's take another look. Yeah.
Strange. Definitely strange. Definitely strange.
You see the process? It's just a simple press of record, playback.
Well, just all go and check the attic out, because earlier that was really, really significant, wasn't it? It was, and we've highlighted something else which we will mention later. Right now, we're going to crack on. Steve's got the fleur there in the garden. Not a great deal happening at all. Temperatures dropping. Frost is coming in. Bloody cold, isn't it, Jackie? So
It's freezing.
let's get inside.
I do a recording, yeah?
Okay.
I'm going to do a 10-second record, yeah?
Right, and that's on Don's device.
On Don's.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Then we'll go down for a quick recap.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Press play.
No. He just recorded us being silent.
No, you do 10 seconds.
Okay, guys, anything you can say? Just...
I can
I
hear
am
that.
Graham.
I'm
I've heard that
Graham.
too.
Well, the thing is, you saw me do 10-second record on that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Goes in his hand.
That's a very clear, Graham,
That's
isn't
what
it?
That
that's
is-
a little stone.
That is very clear, that.
It's a vocal. It's not static. You know?
One was in the air though.
Yeah, and
definitely heard
we've got
it.
to
I definitely
say,
heard
we've
it,
got to
yeah.
say, when we took the one that says Graham, which sounds
Yeah.
like Graham, but we will check. I heard it over there, and I looked at Steve, and he looked at me, and he heard the same thing. Now, I'll be honest, we didn't hear Graham. We didn't hear that, Steve.
No.
What we heard was a male voice, the same duration of time, saying something over there. So I've just given Rob my recording now, just to see if he can pick
Yes,
up.
but yeah.
Robert's first attempt resulted in absolutely nothing but pure hush. Pretty much the same as Steve had just a couple of minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. However, Robert's second attempt was entirely different when this voice comes back, which appears to say something along the lines of, "Don't pick him," or something very similar. Stop now, because it just started to get noisy out there with wind or whatever it was.
The car.
Oh, is that what it is?
You what?
Well done, Bob. That speech.
I can't believe how loud that is.
I was actually filming Robbie at the time with a night vision camera, and upon playback there also appears to be another voice that says, "I'm going."
Whatever it is, we'll put it through the amp.
Yeah.
But that's
can't-
very
I
loud.
can't believe that. I've had that recorder in my hand. And I've got a clear male voice.
That's the first time in your life.
That's as loud as I've ever heard in my life.
It'd been a very interesting evening. It was now time to go downstairs and review a few more recordings that I'd captured earlier in the night.
Well, after listening to the recordings, I'm pretty amazed actually by some of the distinct sounds we've been getting tonight. We've been getting male voices, female voices. They've been taken outside the dome, under the dome, and to be quite honest with you, as I say, I'm pretty flabbergasted by the quality of some of the recordings tonight. There was a couple of occasions where, especially under the dome, that we heard a sound called John. It was dead clear coming back on the audio as it was played back. There was another occasion where there was a build-up of electronic noise when it seemed to have formed itself into words. Again, it sounded like the old instrumental transcommunication, as if it was coming over a radio wave, and it was pretty distinct, really. And another occasion was we had all sorts of anomalous audio sounds really while it was under the dome, and it started to do some whistling, then static noise followed by shrilling. I can't quite make out what that shrilling noise actually was, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, guys, what do we make of that? So why did you come? I thought it was pretty clear.
It was very clear, wasn't it?
What do you think, guys?
Very clear.
Definitely a female. We all heard it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we're just going through a few recordings at the moment, haven't we? And we've got some really, really compelling ones, haven't we?
Absolutely.
You know, Jill, you've been on a bit of a roll tonight, haven't you?
I have. Seen and heard all sorts. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And-
Wonderful, really.
What do you think?
I do agree.
Pretty interesting stuff, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's absolutely
Okay,
amazing.
let's play a couple more. Yeah.
You know, there has been some things that have been going on here. We didn't really know what we were going to be faced with when we got here, to be honest with you. But the recordings have been plentiful, very clear, very intelligent responses. Nothing untoward, nothing negative. Everything seemed to be relatively positive. The clients are happy, with the outcome, giving them a little bit of a peace of mind. I think, of course, the paranormal things that are going on here are pretty much here to stay, unfortunately, and maybe just a matter of coexisting. However, it's been a really interesting evening and a thoroughly enjoyable one.
Right, we're actually very close to wrapping up now. It's been a very interesting evening. We've had some really good vocal responses, male, female, under the dome, outside the dome, in the attic. Tonight has been mainly, vocals. Clients feeling much more relaxed now.
Thank you very much, all of you. It's been absolutely wonderful having you here. It's the end to something that we've been questioning now for 4 years. It's an eye-opener. It's still a little bit alarming, a bit frightening. We've got to adapt to a new way of life, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got to have a bath with clothes on. And,
It's something that's not going to come too easily to us, but I'm sure with your help now and your guidance that you've given us, we will get through it all.
You have a great understanding of what's
Oh,
occurring.
we do indeed. Yeah, we do. Yes, we have a greater
we're
understanding
moving
of
tomorrow.
it.
You're moving tomorrow.
But we will acknowledge them in the morning. I will say good morning,
Yeah.
and I will talk to them.
Do you
and
feel that
together.
the whole thing has been a positive experience?
Oh,
for
it
you?
has
Oh, yeah.
indeed.
That's the
Yes,
main
very
thing.
positive.
I'm going to
Yes,
start
yeah.
taking tablets again.
But we want to thank you all anyway, because without you, we wouldn't have actually got through this last few months.
Well,
We're beginning to get to the end of it.
You've got our contact details.
Yes.
Anytime.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Yes,
So
yeah, that's
brilliant,
lovely.
and it's been great, and thank you for your
Thank you
hospitality.
very much.
you.
Yeah, great.
And I'll see you again at another location very soon.